Welcome to the Mother Daughter-ish podcast. It's your mama's favorite podcast.
And the podcast your daughter always wanted.
This is Miss Dawn.
And Angelique.
From the 713. Houston, y'all. Get connected and stay connected weekly as new shows debut on Sunday, Wednesday, and please check out our Saturday Out and About showcases.
Enjoy the show. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and tell every woman on the planet that you know about our show.
Here's our show for today.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. It is illegal to make a false copyright claim, and such actions may lead to our party seeking compensation for losses. This video was created and published by the Mother Daughter-ish show in their personal capacity. The opinions expressed in this video are the creator's own and should not be taken as a definitive fact. The validity of any evidence provided should be independently consulted and researched and resource verified for authenticity. And the Mother Daughter-ish show takes no responsibility for the actions of those viewing this video. Thank you so kindly.
Happy January the 7th, and such a beautiful day. And I hope that the topics that we've been talking about is giving you an idea on a new year and a new view for you. I really would like to do an appreciation day for, I guess I would say, the state of Texas. Today is National Bald Eagle Day. And I have a couple of things that are interesting. Do you know anything about the bald eagle, Angie?
Not really.
It actually is pretty amazing, and maybe because I'm a nerd, but the bald eagle is the bird of prey found in North America. It's also in northern New Mexico. But check this out. I'm finna butcher this real good, because it says that the official name of it is, girl, I'm not even gonna try. I'm not gonna try. It's like Haliayatos Liakalix. Anyway, the wingspan of it is 5.9 by 7.5 feet. So could you imagine just the wings being 7'5"?
Wow.
Have you ever met a 7-foot person?
Other than Grandpa, no.
I have met a 7'2" person, and I'm telling you, by the time you finish looking up, like, this part of the vein of your neck hurt. So that's just the wingspan of the bald eagle. Could you imagine that it could actually come down, swoop you up, and take you away, right? The lifespan is about 20 years, and the speed is 75 to 99 miles an hour. So that means it could swoop you up, take you away, and drive you faster than a car, or as fast as a car. That's pretty unique. So that's our bird of Texas. And you know, they say everything is bigger in Texas. So, I mean, there you go. 3 little facts though. They're not actually bald. And if you ever see a picture of them, it's like white up here, and then, you know, the rest of it is kind of black, and I think it's yellow like so, but it's not actually bald. The largest bald eagle that was ever found was in Alaska, and it was 17 pounds. It weighed 17 pounds. That's with 7 foot 5 inches wings. Wow. And they are around 20 to 30. They can live up to 20 to 30 years. So that's our celebration for the national holiday today. I enjoy all these little different holidays, because not only does it like teach you what's happening, but when I think of the holidays, I actually sit back and go, there's literally somebody celebrating this. Like, there's literally somebody that's having a bald eagle celebration today. It could be maybe in politics. It could be, you know, past presidents that have been from the state of Texas, and we've had a few. It could be anybody that actually would be celebrating all of these. I call them unique holidays. I think other people call them unusual holidays, but I call them very unique holidays. So our topic today for a new view is, you're going to talk about dream journaling. And I'm going to talk about great ways to do your meal prep, or just meals in general. Do you remember how long I told you I like to spend? Oh, before we get started, before I forget, 2 things today. One, I do want to say that if you'd like to support our podcast, it's a $ MDI podcast, and you can support us that way. Also, you can support us by, of course, subscribing, but we also want to thank our sponsor for this month for our series, which is Industrious. And if you've never heard of Industrious, it is in just about every state, I believe the lady told us, but here in
Mhm.
Houston, it's off of Westheimer. And Industrious is a crowd space where you can come. Let's just say you're traveling from another place and you want to find a dedicated space to be able to do your work from. Like, I'm in a great office and Angie's in a great office, and we're getting an opportunity to experience this place. But Industrious is very beautiful. The unique thing, Angie, remember what we saw everywhere? The Texas theme that they have?
Oh yeah, like the gallery in Montrose.
Yeah, but you know what made me wonder? Like, for the locations that are in, let's just say California or New York, I wonder if they have a theme. Because I would think the one in New York would be lit too, because of all the Harlem, the Brooklyn, the, Times Square,
Yeah.
all of that stuff. So, I liked walking around and watching. And they even have the date up there that Houston was started, which, what was it, 1836 or something like that? We took a picture of it.
Mhm.
But I thought it was just so unique to have every room as a theme, but pertains to Houston. So if you
Yeah.
are ever in Houston, make sure you come by and talk to the ladies. We have two really, really nice ladies that's been working with us. One is Amy, and the other one is Alexandra. So if you get a chance and you're in Houston, stop by Industrious, check out their crowd space, where I hate to even call it a crowd space, because it's not crowded, because other people are doing their own thing. They're locked behind their doors. Some people have really great offices set up here that they actually use as
Mhm.
an office for every single day. It's very beautiful. They're getting ready to build an outside kitchen. So if you hear any maintenance or anything, it's because they're building a beautiful outdoor kitchen. It's going to come in right handy for the springtime to like have a get together event. That's the other thing. If you are not going to be a contracted partner because you're not here for a long time, you can always get like a day pass where you could pay a fee to just use the space, or they have an area out here that, and we'll show you a little bit of it on pictures, but they have a
Mhm.
place out here where if you wanted to do an open meeting, forum, networking event or something, you could do that. They have a great patio, which we'll go show you today. But thank you to our sponsor, Industrious, for giving us an opportunity to experience this location. All right, so today I'm going to talk about how to better prepare your meals or meal prep. And just journal. But remember, I was telling you about maybe a couple of months ago, I said I like to spend how much time in the kitchen?
I think you said 10. I don't know.
I said 10 minutes. I say I'm good for 10 minutes in the kitchen, because I just remember when y'all were kids, I would pre-do everything. And then all I had to do is put the meal together, put it in the oven or cook it or prepare it or whatever. I don't like all of that. The only time I would spend more time in the kitchen is if it was a family cooking situation where, let's just say, you're doing the mac and cheese and I'm doing the this and that person's doing that. That person's warming up the rolls. That I'm okay with. But to just cook every day like that, spending an hour or two, I'm not the girl. I'm not the girl. I'm not the girl. So with meal prep, what I noticed that your sister's been doing is she'll go to the store, and what's the name of that meat that she likes?
No, it's carne asada.
Thank you. She likes that, and and then she'll cook it up, shred it up, and then she'll use it some days with, asparagus, mashed potatoes, something like that. Then some
Yeah.
days she'll put it in a taco. Then some days she'll fix it another kind of way. Another day she'll fix. But then she bought these containers that have like 3 or 4 pouches in them with a
Yes,
top.
that's
They're
what I
like this
need.
thick,
Yeah.
and they have a container top. And then she can put her food down in it where it won't spill like the flat ones used to be.
Or touch.
Exactly, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's the other thing too, especially if you're taking it to work. You don't want, by the time you get it out, the green beans all over here on top of the mashed potatoes. I wouldn't care because I'm not that girl, but I understand people not wanting their foods to touch because of all the juices and all that stuff. But meal prepping like that, sometimes she can get 7 or 8 days out of that one little packet, and then all her vegetables and all that stuff, and take
Mhm.
those packets, stack them up in the refrigerator and be good to go. But for me, for example, if I bought, I'll just put it back to when y'all were kids because I don't eat the same stuff. But let's just say we were gonna do hamburger meat.
Mhm.
I would take that beef and I would buy one of the big, 5, 10 pound or whatever. Cook it all up, let all the grease drain off it, everything. Then I would take Ziploc bags, the small Ziploc
Yeah.
bags, and then I would compartmentalize each one. So then, not that same week, but over a period of 2 weeks, because the meat was going in the freezer, over a period of 2 weeks, we could get spaghetti out of it. We could get lasagna out of it. We could get nachos out of it. we could get any other meal that required that beef out of that meat. And then also with chicken, you buy chicken breasts because, you know, sometimes they be huge.
Mm-hmm.
Dice them up. You could make chicken nuggets. You could have chicken spaghetti if you wanted. You could do chicken nachos or tacos if you wanted to. You could do lasagna with chicken. You could do all kinds of meals. You could do chicken salad. You could
Yeah.
do chicken noodle soup. You could do pasta with chicken. I mean, you could take it and just remix it and flip it around so many ways. But imagine if you had to cook it the same day, do all of everything else that you had to do. That's about 45 minutes in the kitchen or more. Then you have to sit down and, you know, feed yourself, feed everybody else in your house or whatever. That already is 2 hours right there. By the time you're done, you're just pretty much worn out and you're like, I don't feel like washing the dishes at this point. But if you could literally go in and put everything together, heat it up, or if it's cold item, you're good and you're done. Like if you've got your chicken already seasoned and everything, and all you have to do is take it out of the freezer, let it thaw out for a day. By the time you get it, all that seasoning is going to be marinated and good because it's already cooked. Then get you a good salad that you have, put that chicken on top of it, whatever other stuff you like. You literally just spend 5 to 10 minutes as opposed to having to cook it, season it, get it prepared and all that.
That's true.
When Peyton graduated from high school, I have to confess, I literally put them on notice 3 years before Peyton graduated from high school. And my notice was, I'm not going to cook like I used to. I'm retiring halfway from the kitchen. So either because they didn't eat what I was eating and I didn't eat what they were eating, and it was just too much going on where nobody was eating the same food. So Vaughn has his own stuff he likes. Peyton have her own stuff that she like, and then I have my stuff that I no longer eat anymore. So I have a different diet. So 3 years before Peyton graduated from high school, I was just like, okay, everybody buy their own stuff because everybody likes different things. And I got kind of tired of buying so much food and putting it in the refrigerator, but then nobody was eating it but me. So I was throwing out probably 50 to 50 to $75 worth of food a week I was throwing away. They weren't even drinking the juice. Even Savon, you know, I used to buy him 3 gallons of milk a week. He stopped drinking the milk because he was like, I don't want to drink milk anymore. So he went down to a gallon.
He would drink milk just because.
Right, but right now you can't even pay him to buy milk. He won't even drink it anymore because he realizes that he doesn't want it in his body. So everybody's diet kind of changed, and I think got, you know, for the better. And then, you know, Savon used to have to cook him a steak every week or 2 days out of the week. He stopped eating steak like that. So it was like everybody's diet changed. So 3 years before Peyton graduated, it was like everybody was put on notice. And then I had also told them, I said, after Peyton graduates, this kitchen is closed, meaning I will not be the main cooker in this house for everybody in this house. Everybody eat on their own. And that's kind of the way we've been rolling for the last few years, is that everybody kind of does their own thing, which is better because it keeps the refrigerator better. It keeps me from having to waste and throw away stuff, wasting money, wasting food, wasting time. It keeps me from having to get everybody's list. Okay, what do you want from the store? Okay, what do you want? I don't have to do that anymore. And then also I don't have such a big budget for groceries because I'm pretty much just looking out for myself. Now I do buy some items that Savon still won't eat, but I know there's stuff that I eat that Peyton's eats, like salmon, like shrimp, asparagus. Me and Peyton both can eat our own big stalk by ourselves with the whole thing.
For real.
Yeah, we can eat our own, because there's sometimes when I don't really have an appetite, but if I go in and I saute me some asparagus, I can eat a whole bushel of asparagus and still be good and full and feel like I got something in me. So
I think I saw somewhere that it was high or good in probiotics. I didn't really think to grab some at Sprouts.
It's really good for you. And I like to either put mine in the oven or saute it on top of in the pan or whatever. But either way it go, I could literally eat asparagus every day and I wouldn't have to even add anything to it. I will, but I don't have to. But for me, meal prep means that you just prepare everything in advance without having to stay in the kitchen for so long, especially if you think about someone who works a traditional 9-to-5 job, let's just say. So you're spending time in the morning getting to work. You're spending time in the evening getting home. Let's say you have 1 or 2 kids to cook for and a husband. By the time you get in, you get your shower. I'm just going to walk you through the realistic of this. Okay. You walk in, you get your shower, get yourself cleaned up, rest for 15 minutes. You get in the kitchen, take out all the pans and everything. You got to take out all the food. Most people, it's like, okay, what am I going to cook? Because they didn't plan it in advance. By the time you do that, that's been an hour. By the time the food is done, it's already 7 or 8 o'clock. By the time you eat, it's already 8:30 or 9. You're supposed to have your meal already good and in your stomach and digest at least an hour before bed. then by the time you go to sleep at 10 o'clock, you got to get back up, do that whole routine again. It almost seems like you don't have a life. But if you had cut out that 2 to 3 hours of preparing food, then you could actually gain back your 2 to 3 hours to have read a book or gone on the internet and ordered something or talked to some friends or maybe even have just a bubble bath or something peaceful to yourself. So it's like, for me, it's all about reclaiming that time and being able to put something else in place of it that's gonna make me a little bit more happier for the day instead of such a routine. Even when y'all were kids, we didn't do everything the same way every day. The only thing I would say that I did every day was, get y'all to school, and that was pretty much it. But while y'all were at school, I was already planning, here's what they're gonna eat when they get home. So when they get in the door, y'all routine was get in the door, get your homework, eat, get a bath, sit down somewhere. So unless we went somewhere, but it's like having kids in school, you have to have a routine, but you don't have to make your time so jacked up that you don't have time for yourself. So I'm interested to hear about this dream journaling, because I thought I was the only weird one that remembered their dreams and actually wrote them down. But I can tell you every single night, I can tell you the next day what I dreamed. I can name the people, tell you what they had on. It's almost like I have to trick myself the next day to say that didn't really happen unless it happened in my other life.
So I think I ended up talking to some guy I met through social media, and he's like a Reiki master and all this type of stuff. So he was asking me just like questions, like I guess spiritual related questions, and then it got to the point of dream journaling. I was like, I keep talking about doing that. I don't physically write down. I put in my notes, because right when I wake up, I probably don't even know where my journal is at. I know where my phone is at, so I'm gonna put it in my notes. But I have it in my notes actually. Trying to figure out when the last time I even put something in, but I will write down this really all the details that I can't remember, because sometimes you know what happened, but you like still need some time after you've woken up to remember all the details. But
have you ever woken up from a dream and you wanted to go back to it because it's like, no, I want to know how that ends?
Yeah. I've also had, it's been probably since 2009. I've been that type of person that'll Google my dreams.
Really?
Like what they might mean. I remember one very vividly where it's always like lately, it's always like dreams of me trying to escape something. I don't know. So I had to look that up. But like escape
what
something,
did it say
like
that meant?
It might be the kind of stuff that I watch before bed. So I've been changing that too.
You
like
know, all the For My Man and all.
Yeah, like all that crime stuff.
Movies.
It's the lawyer, private investigator inside me. That's why I be watching it. But I've changed the stuff that I've watched. But one time I remember my dream, I was in a store like Ace Hardware, and like all the lights had shut off, like some type of outage or something. Then they said something on the intercom that there was like a killer on the loose or something like that. And I remember running in my
the Ace Hardware.
Yeah, I remember running in my dream and actually remembering while I'm dreaming, running in the bed. Like I can feel my feet running. Like and I remember being out of breath in my sleep. Like you know how in the movies, like you can see somebody dreaming and they'd be like breathing heavy. It'd be stuff like that. But it'd be like,
so does your heart rate get heavy?
I'm sure it does. I've actually wanted to do one of them sleep study things.
Yeah.
But yeah, dream journaling has been really good for me, because it kind of lets you know stuff going on, like that, because most people got a lot of stuff going on consciously that they're not realizing until they go to sleep, or like stuff that they try not to think about, they end up dreaming about. But it's been good for me so far. I think we were at Five Below. I saw a book about crystals, and I saw a book about dream definitions and stuff like that. But
okay, you should have picked it up. I probably picked it up though, because when I was there that day before you, when we went, I picked up like 4 or 5 books. Quite a few of them. But I find dreams to be so fascinating. I'm convinced, and this is just me convincing myself, I've convinced myself that because my dreams are so vivid and they seem so real, I've convinced myself that I actually have lived that.
Yeah,
I've convinced myself that there's just no way that my mind can give me such clarity and such just so much realness that I just find it interesting that I didn't already actually participate in that particular thing. I mean, I've dreamed that I was a queen. I've dreamed that, but I think the weirdest dreams for me is when I dream about dead people, but they're not dead in the dream. We're just like doing stuff. I'm just like visiting them. We're just like hanging out. We're having conversations. And, when I dream about dead people, I'm always wondering, but I was reading about it and it said what that means is that they're trying to tell you something. Like,
yeah, I was going to tell you, that means that the spirit's trying to talk to you.
Right. And I don't know what they're trying to tell me, but I just know that I'm paying
It's
attention.
either in your dreams or your ears ringing.
Yeah, I get the ringing in the ear. Like yesterday, I was
right
there,
ear, yeah,
like that, and I got this real ringing in my ear, and I said, "Okay," and I literally in my mind, I said, "Okay, I'm listening." I acknowledged it and said, "Okay, I'm listening." And then my ear did this little pulse thing, and then a picture fell off the wall in my bathroom. Just it came out of the it's one of those not cardboard, but made of like a particle board type, and it's in the frame. The literal particle board jumped out, and it didn't scare me. I didn't get excited. I just got up and I went and put it back inside the thing. And I said, "I hear you." I said, "I acknowledge that I hear you." Because when the ringing came in my ear first, I said, I hear you. I understand. And then as soon as it did that, I got like this. Have you ever been like in an airplane where your ear gets stuffed up? My ear did
like they start to pop.
Right. It didn't pop, but my ear got like this little, like an elevation, like in your ear when it gets stuffed up. And then that thing fell out. It just jumped out. And I was like, okay, that's fine. You want to know what's funnier about that? 2 days before, I was reading, for those who don't believe in it, that's fine. 2 days before that, I was reading my horoscope, and it said that because I'm clearing out certain things, it said that you're going to be visited by ghosts. I promise you, I took a screenshot of it a week ago. I promise you, it said that. And I was like, okay, I'm not afraid
You're
to be
telling people, you can't tell me that type of stuff ain't real. I know people got their preferences, but
it's fine. That's
you
fine.
You have to really experience it to believe it. You can't just like, oh, I believe.
And I was asleep about 2 or 3 nights ago. And you know how you just wake up out of your sleep? I swear. And I can't affirm or deny this if I actually woke up or if I was still asleep. But but to my recollection, I woke up and not only could I hear my breathing, but I heard extra breathing. And I woke up, I turned my little light on, and I went back to sleep. Because I was like, I could hear myself breathing, but then I heard extra breathing. And I was just like, okay, because the one thing I'm not afraid of is I'm not afraid of a ghost. Yeah. I'm not afraid of a presence. I mean, I've walked into a room and felt a presence that I know what that experience is like. But what I am convinced of, and what I do know for a fact, and what I do believe, is that there is never going to be a ghost that's going to harm me.
Yeah,
that I'm not worried about. I don't worry about evil spirits. I don't bring them in.
Especially when you're like spiritually aligned.
Well, it's not even that. I think it's just you have to just be confident to know that that's not what you attract. Like I don't attract that. So I know that didn't bother me. But most people, if they heard extra breathing, whether they know if they were asleep or not, that would have freaked them out. But child, I went back to sleep. I was like, this cover is feeling too good. Y'all not gonna play with me.
I was telling the guy that I was talking about this to, I forgot what he said, but I have so many dreams, so many vivid dreams where I really to this day can't tell if it's an actual memory, like an actual childhood memory, or if it was a dream. I can't tell. I really can't. That's so like when deja vu happens, it's like,
yeah,
I might have dreamt about this, or like I'm dreaming about something that's going to happen later down the line. I don't know.
Well, you already know in 2002, me and you had a time warp just right in the Walmart.
And then we went to Fiesta, the same thing.
And almost did it again. And you heard what I said? I said, no, we are not doing this again.
I don't understand how that happened. I really don't.
I rejected it, and I told you right there in the store. I said, no, we are not doing this again. We've already done this. It was like me telling whatever was happening. We've already done this. We recognize this is happening. But just for those who
really can't, because I don't do stuff like that. I don't do stuff like that.
Well, see, I don't think we haven't told that story, have we?
I think we did.
We did? Okay.
I think we did.
Okay, well, good. Well, anyway, go back and listen to some of our other podcasts and you will hear it in there, but we experienced a time warp right in Walmart, in the Walmart. Where were we? In Miami?
Yeah.
You experienced a time warp in Miami Walmart. Let me tell you, a
I was
time
gonna fight somebody over their basket.
over their basket. And our basket was 3 aisles over, and we swear as we went up and down the aisle throwing stuff in a basket.
Because I wasn't walking empty-handed. I had a basket in my hand.
Exactly. I'm telling you. Let me tell you something. One thing somebody can never convince me of is something that my spirit inside of me says, you already know better. Like you could tell me anything you want to tell me. You could tell me, you should do this. And if my Holy Spirit is telling me, nope, somebody can tell me, well, you should think this way. If the Holy Spirit in me saying, nope, then do. And one thing I'll tell you is I listen to myself and I trust myself. And I trust the Holy Spirit better than any human walking this earth or alien, whatever. I'm not, you can't tell me what I know. Like if somebody was to try to tell you that what we experienced in Walmart didn't happen, don't even argue with them. Just say, oh, okay. Just and just
literally that's my favorite saying. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's mine too. You must have got that from me because I'd be like, oh, okay.
No,
and
I
I
actually got it from TikTok.
Rock it like a hot potato. But yeah, so dream journaling, just imagine if you went back and you looked at some of those. I wonder how many of them we repeat. Because I know I've repeated quite a few dreams.
I've had some that repeated. Yeah.
And what's weird is that they happen and stop right where the last one stopped.
That like one dream I had, that the Ace Hardware dream where I was running, I happened to actually remember that was in, for some reason, it was in Grandma's neighborhood. I don't know why, but I just, is there an Ace Hardware by Grandma?
I don't know, but I think you should go there. And if the lights go dim, you say, okay, I know what to do.
No. I know I don't play like that.
Okay, I know what to do. Take your gun with you.
I'm gonna actually look that up.
Oh my gosh. And what if she has an Ace Hardware like 1.1 mile from her house?
Yeah, I was running, like I'm talking about, like, when you have
running for your life. Huh?
Imagine if you have an adrenaline rush and you're running like that.
Scary, scary, scary.
And Ace Hardware, come on now, that's where all the killers go get their stuff. Just saying.
Wait a minute, is that where Joe went to get his stuff?
I mean, I wouldn't say the exact store, but stuff like that, yeah.
I was talking about
stores like that.
Joe on the show,
Yeah.
Is that where he went to get his stuff? I would definitely look at somebody weird if they came in and got like all the killer tools. I'd be like, yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go right now. But anyway,
I probably have a little dark humor and say something while I'm checking them out. Like if I was a cashier, I'd be like, busy day, huh?
If I went to the store with you at Ace Hardware, I probably would go and play a prank on you at the front. I would have to. Something in me would just have to. I'd be like,
get a shovel if they got
to the bathroom right quick. No, get the shovel, the duct tape, the wiring. What's that other stuff? What's that?
Do they have lye there? They don't have lye there.
They do. Because you can buy the liquid lye, because that's what a lot of people put in their soap. I don't put it in my soap, but a lot of people put the lye in their soap because of the saponification, it turns from lye to something else, which makes the soap bind together. So yeah, you can buy lye there, and people put it down their drains and all kind of stuff. But yeah, it's been fun. All right, so that's my opinion on how I can help you to better prepare your meals. And that's Angie's information on dream journaling. Sounds like it'd be very interesting, especially if you get into like different little women's groups or whatever kind of groups, and you start talking about dreams and you have people that can decipher those types of things. Imagine if you're in a group with 10 or 15 people and like 3 other people had that same dream you had. I would suggest that y'all just not go to Ace Hardware ever again in your life. Just never go. If 3 people had that same dream in a group of strangers, that would be strange.
The only person I know that is like that, like me, when it comes to dreams like that, is Savoy. So like,
you watch those same crazy shows you watch.
Not even that. Like when she has dreams, they mean something, or like it's like she really, like when I dream, I feel like I'm literally going to sleep to step into another dimension just for that time frame. Yeah. But she had a dream. So like what they say when you have dreams about fishes and stuff. Some people don't take that serious, but we all know, everybody, if you know Savoy, if she has a dream about a fish, somebody is legit pregnant like right now. And we ended up finding out who it was. It's actually her cousin, but yeah, everybody was a little nervous. I knew I was out.
So you would be you and Savoy, y'all would be real easy people to learn how to lucid dream.
Yeah, I think that's how we connected too, because
very easy, y'all could lucid dream.
we had a history class together, but our friendship started off because we was like literally finishing each other's sentences, and I'm just like, get out of my head. Like,
Right.
let me say my own stuff. It's still like that till today. So,
Right. Yeah,
yeah.
y'all would be two good candidates that could literally lucid dream and literally go to other dimensions and galaxies and stuff all in your head. Like I can close my eyes and meditate, and then I can see all kinds of things. I mean,
You can literally
I've
pick where
seen
you
some
want to
of the most
go. Yeah.
interesting things, but I know that like a lot of in me is a lot of Venus energy is in me, because when I see things, they're just very beautiful,
They
very
have Neptune.
always, but I always notice that the things that I can see behind the wall, the things I see are very, very beautiful, but very Indian inspired.
Mm,
Have you ever seen Indian drawings and those little
yeah.
lamp
And
things like that?
paintings. Yeah.
My dreams are very Indian inspired. Like even the faces don't look like our faces. They're very Indian inspired with the little eye right there. I see all kinds of different things, and then a lot of different types of animals and things like that. But and portals and things like that. Like I can do that if I can settle my mind, I can do that at the drop of a dime. That's why I want to take that even further. But
I wanted
anyway,
to say one thing before we do end the show. So the guy, the Reiki master I was telling you about,
yeah.
I guess I was really intrigued by our conversation. He ended up popping up in my dream, and we was meditating, and I think
Tell me more.
he said like an hour of meditating in your dream equals to something. I wish I could look it up. He said something
He
about what
texted it to you? Oh, in your dream, he said it.
no, in real life,
Oh,
after I told him, I was like, you popped up in my dream, and he was like, let me know when you want me to pop up again. I was like, wait a minute now. But we was actually meditating in my dream. He said like 10 minutes equals, I probably deleted it. I don't know. He said 10 minutes of manifesting. I'll have to remember later. 10 minutes of manifesting in your dream
mm-hmm.
equals to like, I can't
Won't
believe
you, won't you, won't you Google that? 10 minutes of manifesting. I'm gonna write that down because 10
because
minutes.
have you ever no, not manifesting, meditating. 10 minutes of meditating in your dream.
Uh-huh.
Um now I gotta look it up.
Your dream equals something. And he said this to you.
Yeah, like he put me on game with a lot of stuff with spiritual stuff.
Well, you know, I told you it took me 3 years to learn how to settle my mind to meditate. I mean, I tried transcendental, I tried regular meditating, I tried, the quick meditating. Now I can be in a crowded airport, I can shut it down, baby, and don't be no noise around me, no people. The only thing I have to do is I have to remember not to pay attention to shadows. So like if somebody walks in front of me, I can cut that whole thing off, where I'm in a whole nother world where I'm not even here with you except for physically. So being able to calm your mind like that is so rewarding. And with you, you've now got the bowls that you can do the sounds with. If
Indian
you,
singing bowl, yeah.
because I started mine. I don't know if you remember when we had went to California that time we met with Sam, and she took us to that. Remember, she took us to that place, a spiritual location.
In Cali?
Yeah, in Cali, Sam. She took us to that spiritual place, remember? And we walked out into the garden, we went to the bookstore, we walked all around that cathedral.
I'm
Anyway,
trying to
when she took us
remember.
to that location, they had some little meditating bells, and I had bought those bells there. I still have those bells. That's how I started meditating, was with the ringing of the bells and stuff. And I bought the little small, cute ones, but because I didn't want to sit and roll the bowl thing around at that time. I wanted something a little easier so that when you stop doing it, you wouldn't even really notice. But I still have those little bells. I have them like on a little chain, and so I can just ring them and ring them. But those helped me to get started with meditating. But it took me 3 years to calm my mind. For the first year, I just was almost to give up. I was like, my mind is too busy. The second year, I was like, every day I would make a concerted effort to spend 20 minutes. And then I realized I don't have to be sitting up in with my legs, like that, and with my hand. I don't have to do that. I can just calm my mind down. I had to actually figure out what worked better for me, because I was looking at how everybody else was doing it when I should have been just looking at what was better for me. Now, I mean, I can be in, like I said, a room of crowded people, and I can block that all out. Did you find out?
No, I gotta look it up. I almost want to ask him again. I gotta look it up because when he told me that, I was like, oh wow, okay.
Well, if we find
It's
out, we'll definitely let everybody know. But
yeah.
that's our show for today. And thank you so much for listening to us. And for those that are watching us on YouTube, thank you for looking at us on YouTube. And we like doing the live video, so you'll get a chance to see us. So we're hoping to be able to do that, especially with our Friday shows that we're going to start in February, with where we're going to be able to show you all the great things that people have been sending us in, so we can, give our opinion on it. Right. So
Yes, and before we let you go, please continue to subscribe, comment on our episodes that you feel like you relate to, share and turn your notifications on. Definitely share our channel to those that you feel like might relate to anything that we've been posting so far. And yeah, just keep turning your notifications on and commenting so we can get back with you, because we're commenting back as soon as we get the notification that someone has commented on one of our episodes.
And we appreciate it. And until tomorrow, bye for now.
Bye.